When I first started selling on Amazon in the US back in 2015, some of my mates genuinely thought I was joking. Jump ahead 4 years later, with the continued growth and success of Amazon, the e-commerce giant has made its way to my own home turf down under. Entering at the end of 2017, Amazon now has 2 warehouses in the country. They offer Prime as well as FBA, making it a solid opportunity that sellers should consider. I'm going to show you exactly how you can sell on Amazon Australia too, and why this marketplace is prime real estate. First things first, why should you consider selling on Amazon Australia? While online shopping is big in the US, it is still somewhat establishing itself in Australia. In the US, Amazon accounts for 50% of all online shopping, whereas online shopping in Australia makes up just 9% of total retail sales. So is it worth selling on Amazon Australia now, or should you wait for things to develop? From my point of view, the Australian marketplace is a great opportunity to get in on the ground floor and build a solid foundation for long-term sales. For instance, think about the goldmine of reviews waiting to be acquired over time on multiple products, and how this can help distinguish yourself as a reputable seller and defend the competition once it does set in. Obviously, this won't happen overnight and make you an instant millionaire, but with a carefully planned strategy and some smart product research, you're bound to make your mark early and reach success in the years to come. Another reason why you should consider selling on the Australian marketplace is diversification. If you want to build a strong, long-term business, then selling across a number of Amazon marketplaces can be another important component of reaching long-term financial goals while minimizing risk. Now, if we look at the patterns with brand registry in the US right now, there's a big push for third-party sellers to become brand registered. Not only does this allow sellers access to advanced features such as enhanced brand content and better defense against counterfeiters, there seems to be more support from Amazon towards registered sellers in general. Not to mention, more and more shoppers these days are looking to brands that they can trust and continue to buy from. You don't need a trademark on day one, but I would add it to your plan as soon as it makes sense for you. So who can sell on the Amazon Australia marketplace? Well, any man and his dog really. From established international sellers looking for another marketplace to us Aussies. It's an open playing field. There are now 2 fulfillment centers placed in 2 of its most populated cities, one situated in Melbourne and the other in Sydney. At this stage, the main delivery partner for Amazon Australia is the government-run Australia Post. Okay, so you're most likely curious by now, how much does it cost to sell on Amazon Australia? Well, first up, they charge $49.95 for their monthly subscription fee. This is in Australian dollars as well, and is the standard fee for sellers across the board. Amazon Australia will charge a referral fee every time you sell a product, the same as the US. This fee varies depending on what type of product you're going to sell, but usually it's 6 to 15%, same as the US. To begin with, you'll need to register a seller account through Amazon Services Australia. The sign-up process is very similar to registering an account in the US. You'll need the usual details such as identification, business name, address, phone number, and a chargeable credit card, and your tax information. Like any Amazon marketplace, the money you earn from sales needs to be deposited into a bank account in the currency of the country that you're selling in. So instead of going through the hassle and worry of setting up an Aussie bank account, you can use a digital payment service such as Payoneer and TransferWise. This is an easy way to receive money from your sales in Australian dollars and convert them back into US dollars. Just quickly, Amazon Australia charges all fees and pays you in Australian dollars. Real quick, if you're getting value from this video, would you mind doing me a huge favor and hitting subscribe so that you never miss any future videos like this? Even consider hitting the bell icon so you get notified immediately. Thank you so much. Now, there are more than 20 categories to sell in Amazon Australia, and like any other marketplace, this is likely to expand over time. As I mentioned earlier, Jungle Scout isn't available yet for Amazon Australia, but having said that, there are a number of smart ways you can still do product research if you're willing to put in the work. Let's look at a couple of examples. First up, why not look at patterns from the US market on long-standing products and see how this might work on the Australian market? For example, let's head over to Amazon.com and search for water bottle. Immediately, we can see the best-selling water bottle has in excess of 3,000 reviews, and others over the 2,000 review mark. If we click the Jungle Scout extension, we see this is a product with high demand and high competition. This is not a product you would think about selling immediately. On the flip side, there are an average of 4,000 monthly sales and over $150,000 in monthly revenue. If we head over to Amazon Australia and type in water bottle, we see Amazon's choice for this search has only 44 reviews and the other items are well under the 20 review mark. Just remember what I was saying earlier in this video. There's a goldmine of reviews waiting to be racked up over time on Amazon Australia. Secondly, viewing what's trending on Amazon Australia can give you a heads up on what potentially could be a good product to sell. If we click on the bestsellers tab and click on movers and shakers and then choose kitchen and dining category, we see what products have been gaining traction over the past 24 hours. For example, this knife. That's not a knife. That's a knife. Again, we're just focusing on finding products that have a lot of demand, but this time they've been validated on the Australian market itself. Now, this strategy wouldn't work in the US as these movers and shakers and bestseller lists would be too saturated there. However, many of these still have very few reviews and low competition, meaning they are amazing opportunities in Australia. Thirdly, another way to find potential products to sell is by scouting the competition on other popular Australian platforms such as eBay. Search for tablecloths on eBay and filter down your search settings to format, buy it now, condition new, item location, Australia only. If you scroll through the search results, you'll see the number of units sold in bold red writing under the price of the item. Let's look at this wedding party table cover, for instance. After choosing the listing, we can see that more than 20,000 units have been sold. Clicking into the purchase history reveals the item's sales quantity and dates of purchase. Again, this is some valuable data that you can use to choose your next Amazon product. Another great place to source product ideas is Kickstarter. For example, just simply search for design projects from Australia and sort by most funded. Here you'll find countless funded projects that are highly sought after by Australians, which are sure to get your idea juices flowing. Websites such as Kmart Australia's online store have a neat little tab that shows you what products are popular sellers with their Australian customers. Check out what popular items are selling in the kids' wooden toys category, or here in the bed and linen category. Who wants to buy a pillow set? Overall, it's a good idea to start with product ideas that you're passionate about, and then collate a list using the product research ideas I mentioned. Throughout this process, you should begin to niche down the ideas and get a good understanding of what will sell and what will not. Conducting product research in Australia is a little bit of an open playing field. Simply put, you want to look at what products sell in other markets, be prepared to do the research, and make sure it will sell in Australia. Is it harder to do in Australia? Heck yes. Is it a bad thing? Not at all. The easier it is to do means you get a lot more seller competition. The people who are willing to put in a little bit of elbow grease at the start are going to get leaps and bounds ahead of the rest. That's why I see this as a good thing. To strengthen the product research phase, you could also go that extra step and send in 3 or 4 smaller products at a lower quantity to see how well they sell. Sourcing smaller amounts can help you test the viability of the products you choose and reduce any risk of selling a potential dud. As for sourcing, AliExpress is a great place to purchase smaller units for this purpose. When it comes to tax, Australia works on a unified tax system, which is a lot less complex to deal with than, say, the US.
Silly Yanks.
They charge what is called a goods and services tax, good old GST. GST applies to any product that is imported into Australia, as well as when purchased by a customer. As for customs duties, when importing into Australia, it's usually 5% of the value of goods. However, this is dependent on the tariff clarification of those goods. So as a quick overview, 10% GST is charged on the value of the goods you're importing. The value of the imported goods is worked out by combining the costs of the goods value plus duty fees and any freight and insurance costs. Now, once your goods are selling in Australia, there's also a 10% GST charged when a customer buys your product. We recommend checking the Australian Tax Office and the Australian Customs Border Protection Service for any further information on taxes and customs duties. This is especially useful if you're selling from a country outside of Australia. Advertising features on Amazon Australia are pretty limited compared to the US marketplace. Having said that, there are enough features at the moment to support sellers as well as entice customers. As the Australian platform grows, so will these features. Promotional features such as free shipping and offering a percentage off, and even lightning deals are available. Plus, in June 2019, sponsored ads, or PPC, was released to Australian sellers. Although in its infancy, it has been reported that some sellers have been seeing cost per clicks of just 2 cents Australian. How cheap and easy does that sound? You can rank your products to the top of the search results by spending next to nothing. Well, there you have it, mate. I hope today's video has given you valuable insight into the promising marketplace of Amazon Australia. I'm really excited to see what new features and selling categories will be added in the years to come as Amazon grows in Australia. If you're thinking about selling on the Australian platform, be sure to do enough research into local requirements and what is the best way to minimize your costs. Now it's over to you. Have you considered selling on Amazon Australia? Or are you already doing so? Let me know in the comments section below. I hope you found a lot of value in today's video. Please give me a big thumbs up below if you did, and subscribe to get more videos like this one. All the very best, and I'll see you in the next video.